Hello all, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how you can create users and group, create, modify and delete users and groups in Fedora. So you can use pretty much the same commands in most distributions. So in a Linux machine, if you are creating a user, the user will be represented with a UID or the user ID. And if you are having a group, that group will be having a group ID. So if I type ID, I'm going to see the UID for the user null vector is 1000 and the group ID for the group null vector is 1000. So when you create a user, automatically you will have a group created by the name of the user. Then you can see the user is part of wheel group. So wheel groups allow you to enjoy super user privileges. If you are not an administrator and you want to perform some super user commands using sudo, you need to be part of wheel group or sudo group. Creating a user is that simple. User add space option and the username. So you can add this user to a group. So user add dash capital G. So I'm going to add sim. I need to be a super user or a root user to create a user. So if I go to home directory cd/home ls, I can see now we have like 2 user home accounts. So if I just want to change the user, I can use su switch user, and if I type sim and I haven't given the password for sim, so how you can give password for sim? So pass wd sudo pass wd then sim. So create password for user sim. So creating a password, you just type your password. It's going to prompt, it's a bad password if you type a bad password, but it will allow you to use anyway. Now I'm going to switch user to sim 24862. So now I'm sim. Now we are logged in as sim inside your Linux terminal. So if you want to go back, you can hit exit. So let's go back to sim again. So if I type sudo dnf update, for example, it will allow me to perform updates because sim is a part of wheel group, so he or she can use sudo command or super user privileges. So if I exit, if I create a user, a simple user without user add space tim, I need to be a super user again. So that user is going to be created. So this time that user is not part of the wheel group. So pass wd space tim sudo again. Now if I do switch user tim, it will ask me for password. Now I'm tim. So now if I try to install or perform updates or use super user privileges, you will see something different. So I'm going to enter the password. So Tim is not in sudo's file, so Tim is not part of wheel group or sudo group, or not even inside the sudo's file, so he cannot access the super user privileges. So exit again. If you wanna customize an existing user, you can use user mod -g wheel Tim. I need to be a super user for that. I'm sorry. Now if we go to Tim's account and if we perform sudo dnf update and enter the password again, it's going to check for updates because sudo Tim has been added to wheel group. Now the next part is removing a user. So removing a user is very easy. User del and Tim. I need to be a super user again. Sorry. Sudo sim. Oh, I'm sorry. Sudo user del. So both users are removed. So the next part is creating a group. If you want to create a custom group, you can do that using group add. So I'm going to have super user privileges. Sudo group add, and you have to specify the option along with the group name. If you want to modify a group, you can use group modification command. So it's group mod, then option and group name. You need to have super user privileges again for that. If you want to delete a group, you can use like group del command. Can use that. So there are multiple options, like you can set expiry date for password, lock out the account. So there are multiple options. So if we use man space user add, you will see the manual page for user add. So here you can see all the flags you can use. So flags are like the options which you can use with it. So you can set expiry date if you look over here. So if you use sudo user add -e, then you specify a date, the account will be disabled after the specific date. No, expired after the specific date. If you want to make something inactive, you can use the flag. Same. So you can hit Q to exit out of this. Then the next part is adding a group password. So adding a group password will allow you to restrict someone else apart from the group creator to access the group. So you can use sudo g password and specify the group password. You need to specify the group name. So if you hit enter, it will ask you for the password to set for the group.